I'm Charles C. Patterson, and you know what? Video games taught me how to notice details. It's often said that video games don't offer much in regards to and can in fact damage one's capacity for things like patience. Of course, typically the people who say things like this think that video games are all bloody FPS experiences built around fast-paced action and in-your-face QTEs. Obviously, those of us who could be called enthusiasts know that this is almost like comparing every single movie ever made to a mindless Michael Bay production. The truth of the matter is that we gamers are oftentimes exposed to trials of intellect, much more so than mindless violence. Video games, I believe, are prone more to thoughtful forms of intellectual art more than anything else. And so it should come as no surprise that video games, at some point or another, require you to pick up on the little details. Similar to foreshadowing in a movie or to wordplay in a novel, oftentimes in video games the little details are what serve to advance the plot forward, and therefore it requires specific attention to detail in order to get the most out of the experience. Naturally, this aspect of games will vary in execution from title to title, depending on a number of factors such as genre, mood, pacing, and in general what the game is aiming for. Earlier I compared a non-gamer's view of video games to an FPS experience, and I want to note that this is in no way meant to belittle FPS games. Rather, I wanted to show ignorance on the part of those witch hunters who blame gaming for the corruption of our youth, as well as certain publishers, who I won't name here, that enforce the stereotype with annual releases of passionless cash cow titles. Nonetheless, it is true that in an FPS experience, the way you notice details is going to differ from, shall we say, a 3D platformer. In one, it's about picking up on the right details, taking out the right enemies and enough of them to safely progress to the next level. In the other, it's more about picking up on as many details as you can, sometimes to progress forward with the plot, other times to find other hidden rewards. Similarly, in both, the way you go about noticing the details differs. With one, it's about noticing the right details as quickly as you can, while in the other one, it's about taking your time, analyzing as much of the environment as possible. This is only one of many examples, but my point is that games require you to notice details not only frequently, but from different angles, depending on what you're playing. This is why, as gamers, oftentimes noticing details and picking up on the right ones, at least in game, comes more natural to us than to someone who doesn't play games regularly. Because we are essentially trained to notice details. And not only that, but we're trained to notice details from a plethora of different angles. And this comes into play in real life all the time. Are you at work in a rush to finish up as many tasks as you can before your shift ends? Well, now thanks to FPS titles, you're better equipped to pinpoint which tasks need to be done now and which ones can wait for the next person. Shopping on a budget at the store and you need to take advantage of as many deals as you can find? Well, thanks to Banjo-Kazooie, you are now better equipped to take your time, slow down, and notice the best way to take advantage of said deals. I'm not saying to play a game to learn how to balance your checkbook. What fun is that? What I am saying is that games inherently are not bad for you, but can actually be rewarding and beneficial on an intellectual level. Now, I've been playing video games pretty much my entire life. My earliest memories are of me playing Super Mario 64 when I was 3 or 4 years old. You can actually thank TJ for that. And I can safely say that I haven't been damaged on an intellectual level. Rather, games have taught me how to analyze and pick up on details on the world around me, whether I'm rushed at work or shopping at the supermarket. Ask anyone who knows me. I'm oftentimes obsessed with details, and they're not always the ones that you would expect. Each situation I deal with from as many angles as I can, trying to take advantage of whatever strategies I can to get around it. I definitely have video games to thank for being able to pick up on the right details. That is what video games taught me. So there you have it, my first shot at what video games taught me. Now let me ask you, what are some of the things that video games have taught you in your own personal life? And like me, have you learned to be more detail-oriented as a result of playing video games? Let me know down in the comment section below, and if you like what you saw here, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more videos like these. I'm Charles C. Patterson, and I'll see you next time on Operation CleverBox.